Picture this. You meet a man who says all the right things. His eyes hold promises. His words sound sincere. And for a moment you believe he's different. But when the time comes to open up, something shifts. His warmth fades, his responses grow shorter, and the connection that once felt alive suddenly feels distant. He avoids depth. He hides behind humor or silence. One day he's tender. The next he's cold enough to freeze every part of you that dared to feel. And you start wondering what you did wrong. But here's the truth most women never hear. When a man pulls away, it's rarely because you're too much. It's because he's terrified of feeling anything at all. Cold men aren't born heartless. They become that way because somewhere along the way, vulnerability felt like danger. And that's why the more you chase their warmth, the colder they become. The secret isn't to love him harder. It is to understand the psychology that makes him resist intimacy and then turn it in your favor without losing your power. Today, I'll show you the hidden switch that melts even the coldest men, not by chasing, not by begging, but by shifting the energy between you in ways he can't resist. The first truth is simple. Stop chasing warmth. When a man grows distant, many women instinctively try to close the gap. They text more, give more, explain more, hoping he'll remember how it felt at the start. But every extra effort convinces him that he doesn't need to move. You're doing all the emotional labor for him. Men value what they invest in. If you carry the connection alone, he doesn't have to earn it. Instead, mirror his pace. When he slows down, don't speed up. Create space. Silence isn't punishment. It's power. It forces him to feel the absence of your energy, and if he truly cares, he'll move to fill it. The second truth, trigger his protector instinct. Cold men are not indifferent. They're guarded. They equate vulnerability with weakness. But when a woman opens up just enough to show trust, not neediness, not dependence, it stirs something ancient in him. For example, saying, "I've had a tough day, but I feel calmer talking to you," does more than you think. It tells his subconscious, "She trusts me." That simple shift reawakens his instinct to protect, not from obligation, but from pride. You don't melt a man's defenses by demanding closeness. You melt them by allowing him to feel that his presence makes you safe. Third, remember this. Scarcity creates value. Men are wired to pursue what feels rare. When you make yourself too available, his mind subconsciously categorizes you as constant supply, comforting but not urgent. But when your time, attention, and emotional access are precious, his focus sharpens. Not because you're playing games, but because you're living your life fully. When a man realizes your world doesn't revolve around him, he begins to fear losing his place in it. That fear, not manipulation but awareness, becomes motivation. The less you chase, the more he values the moments you do share. Fourth, use emotional anchors. Men don't bond through logic. They bond through emotional memory. Create moments where his guard drops and he associates you with comfort, laughter, or peace. A shared joke, a late-night conversation, a small ritual only you two know. These moments form anchors in his mind. Even when he tries to pull away, something in him remembers how it felt with you. And he starts to miss not you as a person, but how he felt in your presence. That's when he begins to return, not out of guilt, but out of craving. Fifth, master the push and pull of feminine energy. Predictability kills attraction. If you're always there, always available, always responding instantly, he settles into emotional laziness. But when you combine warmth with gentle withdrawal, he becomes curious. This isn't manipulation, it's balance. Give enough to spark connection, then step back and let him miss you. That tiny space you create is where desire lives. Men don't chase what they already have. They chase what they're afraid to lose. Sixth, test his coldness before you invest. Not every man who acts distant deserves your effort. Some are wounded but capable of warmth. Others are simply indifferent. You must know which one you're dealing with. When you pull back, does he reach out or disappear? When you share something honest, does he handle it with care or dismiss it? When given a chance to lead, does he step up or hide behind excuses? The answers tell you everything. Your job isn't tied to melt every wall. It is to recognize which ones are worth melting. Seventh, let loyalty feel like his idea. Many women push for commitment too soon, not realizing that men don't fight what they choose. They only resist what feels forced. So instead of demanding loyalty, inspire it. Show him that life beside you brings peace, stability, and joy. When a man associates commitment with comfort instead of pressure, he embraces it naturally. He doesn't stay because he has to. He stays because it feels good to. Eighth, self-respect is magnetic. The quickest way to lose a man's interest is to lose respect for yourself. Every time you excuse poor behavior, every time you accept less than effort, every time you silence your needs to keep him close, you teach him that your boundaries are negotiable. But when you stand firm, when your tone says, "I desire you, but I don't need you," everything changes. Men don't chase women who beg. They chase women whose self-worth demands to be met. Self-respect is not arrogance. It's quiet power. It's the calm in your voice when you say, "That doesn't work for me." It's the grace of walking away instead of waiting to be chosen. Ninth, show him what he gains, not what he loses. Threats like, "If you don't commit, I'll leave," only trigger his defense. But when you show him that loyalty leads to deeper connection, better intimacy, and genuine peace, he begins to crave it. He realizes that your love is a privilege, not a guarantee. A man who understands that your softness only flows to those who value it will naturally step up. It is not about teaching him with words. It is about letting your energy show him the rewards of reciprocity. And the 10th truth, the core of it all. Coldness is fear in disguise. Most emotionally distant men aren't rejecting you. They're protecting themselves. They've been taught that emotions are weakness, that closeness leads to pain. So they wear indifference like armor. When you stop taking his distance personally and start seeing it as fear, you stop reacting and start responding. You don't chase. You don't fight. You simply embody warmth and self-assurance so steady that he feels safer near you than without you. That's when his walls begin to fall. Not because you broke them down, but because he finally believes he won't be hurt when they're gone. Here's what no one tells you. Turning a cold man into a loyal partner isn't about convincing him. It's about transforming into the kind of woman whose presence demands loyalty without saying a word. Stop overgiving to men who give you nothing. Stop mistaking distance for mystery. Start living in a way that reminds you of your own worth. Because the right man doesn't stay out of obligation. He stays because being near you feels like coming home. He stays because your strength doesn't threaten him. It awakens him. He stays because your softness doesn't weaken you. It disarms him. And when that happens, coldness melts, walls crumble, and love becomes less about effort and more about energy. The woman who understands this never begs to be chosen. She simply chooses herself, and that choice changes everything.